everybody and welcome back to the channel. I can hope you can see me through the aperture of the new back door at the back of the hallway at Crossley House. Come along today and see what I'm getting up to. I think there's going to be a spot of painting going on. So my paint today and my choice of paint, which I'm going to use I think on the ceiling as well as on the walls, is Dixie Belle. It's a chalk mineral paint, but it's called Cucumber Ice. And way back I did a flip on a piece of furniture, a console table actually, which turned out really nicely. It went into a friend's house. It was their piece of furniture that I flipped. And they've always been very happy with it, and they use it as a very narrow dressing table in their guest room. So I'm due a visit, so I'll be able to go and see it in situ. But anyway, I've got some of this Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint left over. It's a cucumber ice, so it's going to give me a pale green. Yes, I could do the ceiling white, but actually I'm not prepared to bring a 10-litre pot into the house. One, it's too heavy to carry, and two, no, I think what I'd like to do is if I do this whole area, including the ceiling, in the Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint, I think it's going to look really quite smart. Finished now in the hallway, I'm going to now just paint the back roof on the house. Now, on a normal house, you would have the structure, and then you'd have some sort of felting, and then on top of that you would have the battens ready to hang the tiles on. Forget the battens, but let's do the felting, because I think it's really important that whatever tiles you're putting on, if you've got the background dark, then you know you're not going to run into showing some of the white emulsion that I gave it a coat of many months ago. So I'm just going to coat this. Now, I'm using the roller that I used for the inside. I hasten to add, I have cleaned it, and I'm just trying to get this paint to take into the roller, and then I can get a good covering. Oh, there we go, that's a bit better. As long as we get rid of the stark white. I have also covered the skylights, because when those go into place and they're finished off, they will, on the outside, they will have a black trim. So that's the idea. This is not very good paint, and it's not working very well. but I'm not going to change it. If I have to, I'll let this dry and give it a coat of acrylic. But for now, as she paints the other side, let me go around. Move that over there. I just need to get the whole roof space done in this horrible grey, which I purchased from, I don't know where I purchased it from, but at the time I was getting other things. I think it might have been from Dunelm, and I picked up a sample pot and thought, yeah, that will come in useful. And it's been a while, and of course I'm only now just getting to it, but I will go around with the paintbrush. I'm just trying to use what there is in the pot. Right, let's just try a bit of paintbrushing now and see if I can get the channels. These gullies I will also go over with paint, but the paint will be, and all round here as well, will be black to represent the leading. You see, if you put it on thickly, it wants to work, but it's not very good paint, which is a shame. I might have to just get out my acrylics and drum up a grey, but the only trouble is with that, if you start, mind you, it wouldn't matter on this. I was going to say, if you start making your own paints up, you run the risk of having different shades, but actually, because this is all going to sit underneath the tiling, it actually doesn't matter very much. I think I'm going to have to get the pot. Let me just see if I can. Sorry, I'm in the way. I realise that. I do apologise. Right, this is really vile. This is horrible. Not very keen on this at all. Actually, it probably looks better on film than it does in real life. And trust me, it doesn't look very good at the moment. But as a first coat, I think it'll be fine. Right, let's come round now. There we go. That's it for now. I'm not going to do any more on this. It's a mess. It really is horrible. I'll just go round the edge of the window. Almost would work with this, but I do really want to make sure that it's black. Although, when I think about it, lead work isn't black, is it? It's definitely grey. So maybe this is sufficient. Right, let me just go down this go up this gully then, and let's see, because that's where the rainwater is going to come down. Whoa. It's going to have to go over. I'm going to have to go over this with a second coat, but you're getting the general idea of this now. Central heating is on because it's a bustingly cold day outside, and as I'm working indoors, I really don't want to get chilled. So I've got the heating on for a while, so that's going to help with the drying time on this. Seems to want to rain in the night at the moment, and then during the day it's sort of dull, and then you might get a poke through of the sun, and it sort of brightens everything up for a little while. but my lawn is in desperate need of a cut, and I don't seem to be able to get to that because it's too wet. But I may have to just go out on a long cut and just take the top off for now. Okay, yes, happy so far, I think. But as I say, I am going to go over it with more paint. It's not quite there, but it is almost. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to let that all dry off. And I'm going to do what I do best. And I'm going to go and clean the brushes. Just as I like to do, I'm taking a little bit time out now just to do something a little bit different from the structural interior of Crossley House. So what I've got here is I've got an Art Nouveau plant stand. I've laid all the pieces out. This again is one of these kits that is laser cut, so I'm fairly confident that this is going to go together okay. And I'm just going to follow the instructions now. Let me just move those up out of the way. It's telling me the first thing I need to do is I need to, oh, hang on. Do you know, I always start and my glue decides it's not going to go. I'm putting in the top pieces. Now these top pieces, they're definitely angled. It's got a smaller top and a longer bottom because the whole pot stand is on the angle. So I'm just going to try and pop one of the sides in. There we go. I think that will do. Let me grab a cocktail stick. And let's get rid of this excess glue. Now I'm pretty sure I know how I want to finish this, so this is not going to be like the Rennie Mackintosh coffee table that I've constructed. So what will happen with this is once I put it together, I'm going to use that brown stain that I have. So I'm just going to put these pieces in. Just it says on the instructions, I've just got to make sure I've got the right bit the right way up, and those will go in like so. And the next piece to go in before I put the other side in is this piece at the bottom, and this is going to go across here. I'm just looking at it to see, it's going to be, I think it'll be, yes, it is slightly angled. Do you know, I really enjoy doing these. I'm absolutely thrilled with this. And of course, it's very much of the era that I like. Now, the next piece to put on, of course, is the other side. So this is going to be a little bit of a fiddle, and I'm going to turn that one over because this glue goes off wood glue will go off quite quickly with this laser cut board or wood. I'm not actually sure what it is. I assume it's a very fine composite board, but it's really quite strong. And I'm just going to take that little bit out of there. So there we go. That's the first bit. Now then, it says glue the lower cross piece, make sure it's flush with the base, which, yeah, it's okay. Secondly, make sure its pieces tight together before the glue dries. Push the stand into the large jig. So there we go. I'm going to push that into, golly, into the large jig. Yes, I can. And then I think I'm just going to reposition that at the top. It's slightly poked out. So that's the bit at the top. And then slide on the small jig, which is that one. So that's clever. So that is actually holding it all together to glue, but at the same time you can actually carry on and fit the rest. So here goes. And the rest is this piece, that's the underside, and that's going to sit, in fact I'll turn it upside down for this, that's going to sit in there. Just make sure this jig's all right. Make sure it's on at the bottom. Oh, yeah. So I think what I'll do now, just make sure that jig's there and that's firmly there. I am going to, hang on a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I seem to have got some glue that's decided to seep out. So let me just put that along there. And I've got some on my finger. Put my phone out of the way. It's been on a pinging session on WhatsApp this evening. Right, let me turn that over and let me just see if that will... Oh, wow. Now that does fit. That fit. I think that fits. Hold on, let's just get that in. Yes, that's gone in really well. So let me just, as I say, take the residue glue out, because if that doesn't come out, you're going to be working around glue with the paint stain, if that's the way you decide to go. I mean, you could quite easily paint this, oh, I don't know, you could paint it any colour really, couldn't you? Depends how you fancy doing it. So hold on, once your stand is dried, paint it as your desired colour. Oh, hang on a minute, I've made a mistake, I think. Glue the second leg before the glue pushes the stand into the last jig, which will square the base. Slide on the small jig and leave to dry. Once dry, take the jig off. Hello. See, I'm not very good with a set of instructions. Let me just, oh gosh, I keep unsquaring it. There we go. That's it, that's in. Is that in? Yes, that is. That's in. So, sorry folks. There we go, that jig's in the bottom. Now then, I've got these two lovely little side panels with love hearts on. They are going to fit in here. I don't believe I've just missed that. Really? You missed it? It's like missing food in your mouth. Hang on, let's get that off there. Oh, I've now got it on that side. Okay, yes. So that's going on there. I'm going to have to probably just re-glue that. Right, so this is the Leslie's Impatience bit. I just want to get it done. I should be leaving it to dry. Have I left it to dry? I don't think I've left it to dry at all. There we go. And the idea is that there's a gap there, and that will slide that in there. Oh, wow. That's going to hold firmly. Is I'm going to grab a clamp. But what I don't want to do is I don't want the clamp to be too springy. So that's going in there. So let me just grab a cocktail stick again. Oh dear. Considering I took the glue out of a very narrow top dispenser, I seem to have got it everywhere. Oh, and the other thing I found to do, which I think is the problem here, is I've decided my glue comes out too thick. And so I've slightly watered down the contents, and I think that's my problem. There we go. There's the pot stand. It's going to dry now, and that'll be ready for some stain to go on it, but I'll leave that now until the morning. So a while back I purchased another kit, and this is for a large double bed, I'm not sure whether I'm happy with it or disappointed. I think I'm going to find out once I've made it up. This is a plastic construction. What I liked about it was the sort of the raw iron bit, but I'm not sure. It's very, very flimsy. I'm just looking to see. It's got two sides and it's got a centerpiece, and actually this all looks like it locks in. Let me just see what happens if I do. Right, okay. Let me just leave the base out for the moment. Yes, it is. It's all very flimsy. And it's quite a modern day piece, isn't it, really? Oh, I don't know. I think I've made a duff purchase. That's it. I've never made a bed so quick in all my life. No, I don't like this at all. Interestingly, by this time this comes out, I will have been to the York Doll's House Fair. But actually, I'm wondering whether not to take it with me. Actually, it looks quite nice with that. I just can't decide whether it's going to suit. I mean, it's got this funny cover, which is okay, but it's not my cup of tea. And then it's got a couple of weird little pillows. I'm just going to take it over and see what it looks like in the doll's house. I've got one of the walls there, so let me just go and have a look and I'll take you with me. I think this is a resounding no. I'll be honest with you. It's absolutely vile. I was hoping for something a little bit more. I was hoping for some metal work, but that's clearly not happened. No, I don't like it at all, and I think I'll take that with me because I'm recording this before I go to the York Doll's House Fair. I'm going to take this with me and I'm going to hand it over to the charity section and they can sell it on. So that was a bit unsuccessful in terms of something to go in my doll's house. So let me just show you what else I've done towards the roof space. This is the front now of the roof space. I've got the dormers. They're not glued in yet, but when they are, I will go over the roof tops on these dormers with the grey paint. But yes, quite pleased with that. And then if I bring you round, oh sorry, you got dizzy doing that. I've done another coat of this grey, and on the camera I think it's sort of coming out a little quite sort of black, but it's not. It is definitely grey. It's a dark grey, and that's suitable for all the gullies. So I'm pleased that the second coat did something towards helping that. So that's it. That's it for this video. There's a little bit happening now on the outside of the house. I've got a room painted out. I'm waiting for some wallpaper, more wallpaper to arrive, and then I can put the wallpaper up on opposite walls. I don't know which walls, but I'll work it out when the paper arrives. Well, that's it. I'm pooped. It's a miserable day outside. It has been a miserable week, weather-wise. So I'm going to go off and have myself a nice cup of tea, and I shall see you all next time. If you would like to subscribe, it all goes to help. A bit of a thumbs up, and if you'd like to make any comments, please do. I'd be interested in other people's thoughts about doll house creating, etc, etc. So I've had some lovely comments so far, but you know, I'm open to suggestions, and I'll take them on board, and maybe I'll be able to use them. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Take care now. Bye.